an entire city wiped from the map. Those left behind there did not. Greatest minds came together and found a vaccine against the Haran virus. But people always want more. Despite a promise to shutter its labs. Purposes. It didn't take long for a variant of THV to escape into the world once more. The fall happened more rapidly than anyone could have predicted. The few who survived.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more Dying Light 2 Stay Human gameplay. I'm Dallas May, your host. Now, we did leave off last time. I was doing some side quests, which I gotten some done and progressed a little bit. We haven't, last time we left off, we were doing the, side quest where we had to prove whether or not Emma was innocent, and we did that, which I'm happy for. Hello, corrupt physic. And I looked into my blueprints and found the camouflage blueprint. Thank you for letting me know of this, corrupt physics. Or physic. Thank you very much for letting me know about that. That blueprint will come in handy indefinitely. And I already upgraded it to the max. It's alright. I don't mind it being delayed, my man. Sorry if you heard popping in the background. I popped my knuckles in my neck for a minute. Go do this for the Baba. Baba wants us to get her. I forget what she wanted us to get. What did she want us to get? She wanted us to hunt and get a new hunt. Okay. Alright, well, let's go do some hunting. Excuse me, pardon me. I was trying to kill it before it blew up, but that did not work. Say, running from zombies is not as easy as it used to be, because my character keeps getting stuck on stuff sometimes. What have we got?
Any hunts for me today?
Yes, a very rare creature has appeared. I fashion its skin into vessels that hold substances no other material can safely contain.
Sign me up. Where do I go?
Not just where, but when. It is a nocturnal creature. It will be at the peak of its power and speed. So take great care.
I will. Thanks.
Who could that be? Harrington. Don't know who that is. Yeah, I got just about every first-person game you could probably think of. And almost every zombie game you can think of. I've played most of them. There's only, like, 3 the whole zombie franchise I haven't played, and that is Dead Island 2, Back 4 Blood, and Project Zomboid. Most of the other games I have, zombie games wise, I have played. I can tell you how the story goes from almost every game possible that I know of that has zombies. Dead Island and Dying Light will always remain as zombified gems to my heart. As weak as my heart may be, zombies is what the... Okay, that's new. You see this, right? Bruh. I just glitched into a building, don't even know how. Well, question is, can I kill zombies from here? You can! Well, this will make hunting a little bit easier. I stockpiled a lot of hunter's bolts, so... But the thing is, I cannot even get to my hunting target from here, so I'm gonna have to leave this spot. As cool as it may be, I can't really hunt from here, so... That's a bummer. Go! I don't wanna played my fair share of games too. I've played a lot of them. I've played several Aliens games. Aliens Colonial Marine, Aliens vs. Predator, just about the entire Resident Evil series. Resident Evil Outbreak, that was a classic one. My favorite characters had to have been Kevin and David. Yeah, Kevin and David. Kevin had a real powerful handgun. David had all kinds of tools, including a pocket knife that would double as a melee weapon that wouldn't break. So, yeah, I would have gone with those two characters. Yoko, she had a pretty nice skill herself. She had a pretty damn big backpack, so she had multiple inventory slots. Mark had like a M9 Beretta. The teacher dude, I think he had like knowledge of mixing chemicals. The reporter lady. Yeah, I've played Aliens Fireteam. I kind of wish it was first person, because I've played most of the other Alien games and they've all been first person. I wish they didn't make Aliens Colonial Marines as bad as it is. I mean, I liked the game when I was a kid. Looking back at the graphics now, they need to work on that. If they ever do a remake of that game, they need to work on that. Aliens vs. Predator, that was a fun game. Kinda wish they continued off that story. I love all kinds of first-person games. I got just about every first-person shooter, zombie, monster game you could probably think of. First one I ever played as a kid, that actually had creatures that may want to kill me. Oh god, I'm trying to think here. The first-person game that I ever played as a kid that had monsters, that would have to be Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie. That game came out eons ago on the PlayStation 2, and they never did do a remake for it on the PS4, PS3, which kinda sucks. I mean, it was a fun game at its time period. I remember when I was a kid, I'd play the hell out of it until the T-Rexes showed up, and then I'd say fuck all and be every man for himself. Now, the first core PS4 game I ever played.
Excellent.
Ooh, I'm trying to think of what that was. The first action-packed video game I ever played as a kid. That would have to be Dying Light. Like, legitimately. Dying Light was the very first PS4 game I ever owned. Gaming channel, and I seen it. Did you ever play the Tom Clancy's Future Soldier? I played it once with a cousin of mine. I'm not really a fan of the Tom Clancy games. Like Ghost Recon, Future Soldier. I'm just not really a fan of those games. I tried to get into them when I was a kid, but I just never got into them. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, played every single game that franchise. I tried playing a PS2 version of Tom Clancy's, I believe it was Warfighter, and it was like first person, and I thought I'd get into it, but I just never got into it. I don't know why. And then when I was around 11 or 12, I got into Call of Duty. Because I was in middle school and I was talking with my best pal Dylan. And he was telling me, hey dude, you gotta check out this Black Ops 2 Zombies, it's real fun. And I was thinking, is it a PC game? Is it a PS2, PS3 game? Like, what kind of game is it? And, when I got to looking at it on YouTube, that's when I discovered, oh shit, a multiplayer Call of Duty game that also has zombies? It kind of reminded me of Resident Evil first person at first when I was a kid, but then when I got into it, I was completely confused on what to do. I mean, I only looked at like a few minutes of the gameplay and maybe a little bit of the trailer. So I was completely blind as a bat, not even knowing what to do, because I was just running around with a little tiny pistol thinking, okay, I'm gonna have to make every shot count. And I didn't even know that you could buy wall guns until I died like 3 or 4 times. Because I was just busy running around trying to conserve the starting pistol ammo. Because I thought, okay, there's got to be like hidden ammo throughout the game somewhere, right? I mean, this can't be just what they give us. And then when I was playing Black Ops 1, I finally ended up finding a rifle to buy. And I'm like, you can buy more guns and ammo in this game? I might just get into this. And then after that, I started getting into other zombie games. And this is right when I was like 12. I'd just gotten Black Ops 1 and Zombies. The Zombies mode was awesome. And after playing the Black Ops 1 Zombies for a bit, I found out about Dead Island. And I thought, that sounds like a real fun game. Is it strictly based on zombies? And I played first the Ryder White DLC, because when I seen Ryder White officially the first time ever, I thought, okay, that dude has got to have like everything. I mean, he's freaking military. He's got to have like freaking skills out the yin yang, being able to kill zombies with ease, have all the best combat skills, because I mean, he's military. He's got to be like a badass. And after I played him and realized that he was supposed to be a bad guy in the other people's campaign, I went and played the other people's campaign a few times and leveled up. And after a couple months of playing it, that's when I ended up meeting my best pal, Z-Man. And I've mentioned him quite a few times on the channel before. Major General Z-Man, he's got his own YouTube channel. I recommend you checking him out. He's my best pal. I'd take a bullet for him any day. He's like a brother to me. I've known him since I was probably 12, and here I am 23 now, so I can vouch for you. He's like a brother to me. Trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Hold on, I'm far from the TV. Trap the black volatile in a cage. Oh, I think I see where he's at. I don't think that's him, though. It don't look like him. No, that one's white. I'm looking for the black one. Unless that is him. Yeah, after playing Dead Island 1 for so long and Black Ops 1 Zombies and all that with my best pal Z-Man, my internet provider that I used to have before that, there went something wrong with the internet box, and I was out of internet for a while. And then my family ended up getting Frontier, and it's alright for the most part. And I was sticking to the PS3 system for a while because that's all my family could really afford. And then when 2020, that was one of the things that I bought was a PS4. And I love my PS4 all too much, kind of, because it's a real fun gaming system. And I want to tell you a story, but I don't think you want to hear it. It's about my brother-in-law. It evolves around the PS4, actually. You see, in 2020, my dad had passed away. And my mom used her stimulus to pay for his cremation and his ashes to be shipped and all that, and she needed a little extra money, so she asked for my stimulus. I said, Mom, you know I don't mind giving you my stimulus one bit. There's only one thing I wanted to get, and that was a PS4, and that's what I got. I gave her the rest of my money and didn't ask for a penny of it back. And I'm not going to. And my brother-in-law had left for Alabama when my dad had passed away, and he was... When he came back, he was drunk and violent. He started a fight with the family. For no reason. All because I bought a PS4 and gave my mom $900. That was left of my stimulus. That's why I bought a PS4. That's the only thing that I wanted, was just that. Because I really needed something to cope with the stress and try to take my mind off the depression of my dad passing away. I know some people would probably drown their sorrows in liquor, but not me.
Told you I could handle that thing.
I thought about drinking, but
I'm sorry,
I just couldn't.
Speaking. That's great to hear.
And after my brother-in-law started fighting left for Alabama again, I started playing Dying Light and other video games that my friend Z-Man had recommended. I saved up money for them over time and then bought them when the time came and the time was right. About a year or so ago, or a year later passed, and my brother-in-law comes back with my sister. He had gotten fired from his job because he wasn't showing up for work. He got fired from his job because he was staying at home drinking all the time, and well, he lost his job. He got another job here in West Virginia. I feel you, man. brother-in-law is the same way, and my great-grandfather, he was the same way. I never met my great-grandfather on my dad's side of the family, but from what my dad told me, he was an abusive asshole. There's even a small documentary on my dad's sister on his side of the family. If you go to YouTube and type in Penny Popsicle, you'll find a documentary on her. She was the youngest sister on my dad's side of the family, and she killed her boyfriend and dismembered his body and drove around with it for months in a motorhome. It's an entire documentary based on her. She was the youngest sister on my dad's side of the family.
What's this all about, Corvus? I'm in a good mood. Excellent. Such. And now. Yeah, I'm out of here.
Yeah. When I found out about this, I knew my cousin Penny was like bad on drugs or something like that, but to know that she killed her own boyfriend and dismembered him, that just surprised
Corvus just
me.
tried to kill me. Why? Did you know that was gonna happen?
Yes. No. I did not control Corvus. I was his prisoner.
Wait, what?
The robbery I mentioned?
Yeah, there's an entire documentary based on her called Penny Pops. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. It's Popsicle or something like that. Popsicle or something like that.
I couldn't leave. Too many of my customers depend on me. And he had to stay to ensure I wouldn't turn him in.
You're bound till death.
The hunts.
After my brother-in-law came back and got him another job working for AWP, he got fired from that job because he was using a company truck for personal use and other uses. He got another job, and I got the same job too. We were both working as contractors for Toyota, and everything was going great for a year, for about a half a year. Everything was going great. We were making good money, saving money, till one day my brother-in-law decided to get drunk again, and he tried strangling my sister, and he hit my mom, and after he hit my mom, I was seeing red. I was going to kill him that day when he hit my mom, but my sister stopped me. She said, call the police. I said, Rose, he hit her damn mom. I may be a moron, but I ain't gonna let a man beat on my mother for no damn reason. If she had just been 5 seconds slower, I probably would have killed him. After they had him arrested, I said, don't ever let him come back here. If he does, you might as well send a coroner. Because that's the only warning I gave him. After he hit my mother and strangled my sister's now getting a divorce from him. She's been working on that, and I've been trying to help her. I ain't touching drugs or alcohol ever. If I ever touch alcohol, it'll be for some certain special holiday. I might have 1 beer, maybe 2, just enough to make me sleepy and then fall asleep. I don't get drunk and violent. Only way you're gonna make me violent is if you piss me off really bad, like what Alex done. And what Alex done was he hit my mother just because she was telling him to leave Rose alone. and to go to sleep. To sleep off his booze, but he wouldn't do that. And my brother-in-law, he needs to stay away from children, my family, any women in general. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this with the utmost importance. I went to a juvenile detention facility because I sent my ex-stepdad to the ER with multiple broken bones and minor brain damage. Hey, I get it. He was drunk and abusive. He was an abusive alcoholic. I understand you completely. But if someone's going to threaten me or put their damn hands on me or my family, they better be ready to meet God. Because if they're in my house and they get violent with my family for no damn reason, they better be ready to meet God. That's the only warning I give them. I don't give them a second warning. Because I got a 3-second rule. I give them a 1 warning, and then I count to 3. And if they ain't out of my house by the time I count to 2, then they're gone. Because trust me, I've dealt with a bunch of people in the past that's been violent towards my folks. I'm gonna have to try and go for my Social Security disability. And you're probably wondering why I'm having to go for it. Well, I'm a type 1 diabetic, and I'm afraid my blood sugar is just killing me right now. I ain't been able to gain any weight whatsoever. No matter how hard I try, I just can't gain weight. And sometimes I eat like a horse. So I'm gonna have to try and get my disability. I know some of you might look at me like I'm not really disabled or I might be lazy, but I'm not. Sometimes I can barely stand up. If you see my body right now, you'd think that I was on drugs, but I'm not. I hate the way my body looks right now, and I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to even be living sometimes.
That's a crowd pleaser.
Sometimes I look like a damn drug addict, but I'm not.
Someone forgot strength, smarts, and perseverance. Without them, you won't be able to repel all your opponents. Welcome to our next bloody performance. Wow.
And I've tried for months, even past 2 years, to try and gain weight. Eating fast food, trying to get foods that actually have fat stuff in it. but none of it seems to work for me.
Patrons of Karn are... I can't... The story of a fighter who was afraid of nothing and no one.
I have to have 5 shots a day. 2 in the morning, 1 at lunch,
There was another fighter like
1
that
at dinner,
once,
1 before I
by
go
the
to
name
bed.
of Achilles.
And
No
then I
one
gotta
killed
go.
him.
Hope you
Out
have a
the
good
fucking
rest of
heel.
your day.
Lousy end, huh?
I'm about to head to
After all, everyone has their
try and
weakness.
drop.
Even
back
you,
in
Night
tomorrow.
Runner.
Alright,
Fight.
corrupt physics.
Chiro? Kane! And Kane... I'm not gonna fight you!
You got
I'm sorry, Chiro.
And that, Night Runner.
Ogar?
You and me gotta talk. We're waiting outside.
Hey, Dad. I'll miss. To each his own. I thought... And I am...
That...
Got no... My...
Time for... And that's precisely how it ended for Spartacus.
Really, brother, I'm
What's the moral of this
really
tale?
tore up right now.
Don't fuck with the Emperor. Or Empress. Now, I still see our contenders
Earlier, I
here.
heard my mom
And
and
you know
Uncle
the
Randall
rules.
arguing,
One
and
walks out, the rest
I'm not
are
having anything
taken
to my
out.
job back at all.
Soon we'll see who'll be lucky enough to face off against the champion.
From the looks of my body,
Everyone against
I
everyone.
might be disabled.
Let's put on a show! All against one? The
Yeah.
hyenas made a
My
deal
blood
with
sugar's
Zeus.
taken over me.
Decided they'll kill the lion together first. But
I said I
I'm
might
still
even-
betting on the lion.
I said I
How
might even-
about you lot?
Randall said I'm not able to work. Well, I'm gonna try and file for my social security. I'm gonna try and file for my social security. As weak as I have been and sick as I have been, I'm not able to.
And we have a winner! Night Runner has once again proven his worth. You all liked what you saw, didn't you? Well then, let him hear it from your very lips.
Sick to my stomach.
Are you not entertained? Well, come.
Give me that cat.
Excellent. Abel,
You asked who...
But...
Because... Matt's threat...
Getting ready to fight Skullface.
This is it.
Today.
Stand down!
You see this? Skullface has met Matt for the first time.
Astrid lied to you!
And what's this? Skullface gives the guards a go-ahead. Here come the infected.
I don't want to kill you! Come on, is that all you got? We're just getting started. Abel! Astrid lied to you!
Just not hearing what
Your
his
father's here!
stomach has been glitching.
Abel, don't!
Oh no! Alright, doesn't seem...
Now Skullface is fighting. And I was right about there being a camouflage shine yesterday. There is a blue purple camouflage. And you can't upgrade it too.
In the means, avoid...
So there's the little shield thing that we get. Yeah, I was just covering some of my backstory on Dying Light and gaming worldwide, and how I started it, and when I started it, and all that. Even talked about how I met you. I am right now.
Just what you need.
Yeah, live stream.
Go forth like the champions.
There was someone in Corrupt Physics watching.
You look like you could use... How can I help you? Got one of those myself. You really did some damage.
Okay, well, Bloody Ties is done. Ish, I think. I need to talk to an artiste here. Or, I think an artist. Portrait of a Hangover. I thought I gave him all his portraits anyway. How many portraits does this guy make? Because I already found like all 4 in those other locations. I mean, unless he's got like a bajillion more. Oh. If I do get Social Security benefits or disability or anything like that, I will try and save up the money and see if I can get my family a car that way. And Randall, he's always looking for someone to bitch at. He wants to say that he worked everything for his life, but he hasn't. Instead, he's been a sponge on my Aunt Nancy forever. He never really worked on the railroad, from what I know. Okay, this is the smallest shield I have ever owned and seen in my life. It's more of a wrist guard than it is a shield. The bloody ties shield thing. Because it's only covering my arm. What if the enemy hits me in the head? Or in the legs? You're forgetting there's a lot of meaty shit in the people's legs that like to bleed. I mean, all it takes is one good stab wound in one of those arteries and you'll be dead within minutes. I've almost been stabbed in the leg by accident. I was doing scrap metaling. Me and Chris was lifting up this heavy-ass boiler from a house that was being torn down, and I was holding onto a pipe piece, and it snapped off in my hand, and part of the shirt pipe jabbed me right above the fucking knee. And for a moment there, I thought I got impaled through the leg. Because it hurt like a motherfucker. I couldn't stand for almost 2 days because of it. I do know last year was the last year I worked for Chris, and I ain't working for him anymore. After the last time he cheated me out of some money. He said he was going to pay me 50, he ends up paying me 30. And he had more than enough to pay me. He had like $180 fucking dollars from the scrap metal that he got. So he could have very well paid me the 50. He just chose to pay me 30. So knowing that he cheated me out of some money, or what would you say, backed out of paying me what he owed me, I ain't working for him. If you're gonna pay me what you promised, not a little bit. Pay me what you actually promised to pay me. I tried explaining that to my Uncle Randall, and you know what he said? Well, it's his truck, his scrap metal, he should have the right to pay you what he feels like paying you. Yeah, Randall, but if I'm gonna work for someone, I'm gonna work for someone that promises to pay me what they actually promise to pay me. My sister can go work for Chris all she wants, but I sure ain't gonna work for no measly $80 when I'm promised to be paid more. I mean, for 2 damn months, I worked hard for him. Lifting all that damn scrap metal out of the fucking dumpster, cutting wires, in the hot-ass sun, which I nearly collapsed from heat stroke. Just for $30 fucking. But yeah, next time my aunt goes to town or my sister goes to town for anything, I'll go with them and file my social security. Take my wallet, my ID card, social security card, all that, and see what they say. If they just look at me and say, "the hell with you," then, well, that's it for me. Because with a social security office, they, basically with them, you have to be missing a fucking limb just to even be considered anymore. And as weak as my body is, and weak as my heart is, sometimes I can barely stand up without nearly falling over. Yeah, sometimes I can barely stand up without stumbling like a zombie. Between what Randall and Gary's put me through as well, that didn't really help me out either. Between the bad blood sugar problems I've had, and between the mental torture that I went through with Gary, and the body torture that I went through with Randall, I'm just about a walking carcass. Almost a zombie. I'm not really eating people yet, but if that fucking starts happening, please, just put me on my misery then. Did you hear about that new drug that they have out there?
Is that a biomarker?
Called Trank.
Let me see.
It's almost like a zombie drug. People are moaning, slouched over, kind of like a zombie. Oh, and not to mention, the drug is causing their body parts to fall off. Like they're rotting off, yes. You know how like you know how decomposition works. Yeah, this is like down, I think in like New York or LA or one of those big cities somewhere. I'd have to look into it more, but yeah, there's a drug out there called Trank, and some people are taking like these tranquilizers that are meant for like, I think, horses or something like that, and they're using them to get like high or some sort of fix off of them, and it's causing their bodies to rot and decompose and stuff. Yeah, the people on the stream probably don't want to hear about all this. But change of subject for Dying Light 2 Stay Human. It's a pretty fun game so far. I mean, I do like the updates that they've had put to it. A lot of people need to quit complaining about how the guns aren't OP. Just because the guns aren't OP doesn't mean that they won't be in the future. People's complaining about how guns are weak and not one-tapping zombies like they did in the original Dying Light. You're forgetting, people. Techland ain't done updating the game. I mean, how long was Dying Light 1 out before they finished fully updating the game? Like 5 or 6 years? Yeah, I mean, what, Dying Light came out in what, 2015, 2013? Yeah. Yeah, somewhere in that range. And they stopped updating it in, what, 2021? So let's see here. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's about 8 years. And Dying Light 2 just came out like 2 years ago. So they still got a shit ton of updates for it. So eventually guns will be more powerful. People just gotta quit complaining and just hold on until those updates come on. I mean, they can't just expect Techland to shit out updates overnight. I mean, updates require programming, they require testing, they require building. They can only do so much. They can't just do it overnight. So people just need to quit complaining about the guns. I mean, they wanted guns, they got them. Quit complaining about the power and just hold on until they do get powerful. I mean, the most powerful gun right now in the weapons that they did give us is the shotgun. And it does 2,000 something damage, which that's understandably more powerful than all the other guns. I mean, up close and personal, it's a shotgun, of course it's going to be more powerful. And I always carry an extra couple boomsticks on my character to save a few shells. Which, for Dying Light players of Dying Light 2, here's a tip for you. If you're ever fighting Waltz for the first time, make sure you use that boomstick. And I'm not talking about the one that we just got. I'm talking about the handcrafted boomstick that you get in the game. Because if you fully upgrade it to the max and use it on Waltz in the boss fight, especially at X13, you can do some serious damage to him, especially if you're fighting him for the very, very first time. Because I can tell you, and my buddy Z-Man could tell you, he was there with me when this happened. I was using the boomstick on him, and it was actually deleting Waltz's health very fast. Yeah, you probably don't remember this, Z-Man, but you were with me when we did this. We were fighting Waltz, and I was using the boomstick, like, I had like 2 or 3 of them crafted on me, and I just started blasting him, and his health just started going down really fast. Yeah, this is a while ago, though, so they probably updated that. But hey, with the new boomstick that we got that does a lot more damage than 480, I'm wagering that will probably be the delete button. Probably. Pretty soon Aiden will be getting him some. Doing the book club quests. So yeah, eventually Aiden's gonna get him some. Day before yesterday, I didn't get to mention this to you, but I think I did, but I don't remember. I stopped my sister from trying to kill herself. Yeah, I'm gonna have to end this stream to tell you about that.